say this with all the love in my heart. You need help.
Hello and welcome to the Influencer Marketing Show. I'm Brad.
I am Joel.
Hello from Detroit. We are super excited that you decided to tune in for us today. But let's be honest, you really decided to tune in because we're talking Amazon. And you saw Amazon in the video description, and we'd have clicked too. Amazon's awesome. And we wanted to put our heads together in terms of deciding how the heck can Amazon run a successful influencer marketing campaign.
So there's someone out there thinking right now, like, are these two guys actually arrogant enough that they think that they have something to say to the largest retailer the world has ever known?
Something to say, yeah.
And
Something
the
good to
answer
say,
is,
I don't know.
yes, we are. Indeed. All right. So we're gonna do a create the campaign. This is something we haven't done for a while. We had our COVID pause. It's time. And what we do on the create the campaign is we simply throw a whole bunch of stuff up against the wall. We don't know whether it's any good or not, but for any potential brand that wants to work with us, this is how we ideate. This is what we do. And we throw it out there to the loving arms of the internet, and whatever we get, and we're cool with that. So with further ado, we're talking without any further ado. That's what I meant to say. All right, we're talking Amazon. Why do we think this might be relevant for Amazon? Well, we think it's relevant for Amazon because obviously their model has changed somewhat. They're building massive amounts of warehouses. They've had the Whole Foods acquisition of late. Amazon is in many ways, like, they're leaning into their growth, to be sure, but they've taken a pretty big hit post-COVID. And they're one of the, kind of tech giants that we're seeing their share value come down somewhat significantly.
Yeah.
They've invested a whole lot, and now they've got this wheel, and they need to keep this wheel spinning. Mm-hmm. And there are competitors, and Walmart's certainly going to try and give them a run for their money. And so for our space, we can't solve all of Amazon's problems. What we can do is say, look, if Amazon, you were to start to get into the influencer space in a meaningful way, what ought you to do, what your goals ought to be. So with that, we're just going to ideate. So let's start with goals.
And I'd love to add two quick caveats. So caveat number one, Amazon, we know you're still growing. Amazon is growing. It's just your rate of growth has decreased. And that's the part that we want to ideate around jump starting. Secondly is we're really going to be talking about the platform as opposed to Amazon Web Services. Web Services is a huge part of the business. Obviously, share price has a lot of different factors into it. Sure. We're really going to talk about the core Amazon platform that's more B2C facing. So with those two caveats out of the way, should we dive into it?
If we're having a conversation with you, the marketing director for Amazon, who's responsible for this kind of influencer, we're going to establish our goals. What, in our opinion, ought to be Amazon's goals? And again, we understand how ridiculous this seems that us telling Amazon what their goals ought to be. But from our perspective, what do we think?
Yeah, well, I mean, first and foremost, drive more traffic to Amazon's site.
Yep.
And secondly is, I mean,
before you go to secondly, right? I mean, this is like Amazon's latest filing. They had something like $30 billion in revenue just from their own internal ads.
Right.
So Amazon's actually become a very, very large platform in its own right for advertisers.
Mm-hmm.
And so
for sellers,
for sellers. And so it's a marketplace and it's an ad platform. So it's like, okay, well, first and foremost, get more eyeballs there because you're actually making money on the ad side of it as well.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's a huge piece. I'm glad we paused there. I mean, everyone knows about Amazon. There's no brand awareness value. I mean, now preference, there's some anti-Amazoners out there. You could argue you want to try to go after those people, but from my perspective, that's a bit of a lost cause, right? Yeah. We're not saying invest energy there, but you do want people to continue to think about Amazon first and foremost, which kind of dovetails into the second objective that exists in my head, which is we want more people on Prime. I mean, once people pay the fee, which is all margin to Amazon, or from all practical purposes margin, people are going to order more soap, more shampoo, more Gold Bond, whatever you may need, people are going to order it.
Everything. I literally, so true story. I got I was going to take my 6-year-old and his buddy. We were going to take our bike ride down to the splash pad. I got out the trailer. I got out my bike. I spent Saturday fixing all the flat tires. All bikes in the family are ready to go.
Let's go.
And I went to hook up the trailer, and there is a little 3-inch cotter pin that I have absolutely no idea where it is, and then the whole day has to get revamped because I'm missing that thing. And of course, like, what do? I pull up my phone, I find the thing on Amazon, it'll be here today. Crisis averted. But it's every. I mean, I know this. I'm saying that as if it's revolutionary. It's not, but it's like it's everything. And I know like a lot of people have made that behavioral switch to just like order, done. And I don't make
that's
lists.
Your first preference.
I don't make lists anymore. I just pull up my phone and buy the thing that whatever as soon as I realize I'm missing something I need, because if I don't, it'll be weeks before my mind comes back around there again. And then it'll be like, oh shoot, I forgot to order. Anyways, sorry.
No, all good. The power of Prime, right? So so more traffic, getting people on Prime. Other objectives, or do we think it's that simple?
Yeah, I mean, between those two,
they're big objectives.
Are just eyeball, and then probably maybe time on site, which goes along with traffic. That's obviously a subset of traffic, but I think getting people on there. So, all right, those are the two goals: increase Prime memberships, and traffic. Now let's talk about strategy to accomplish that. What would you do? What would you have influencers do? How would you have influencers advocating?
So for me, I think that Prime is the number one objective for this idea. And I know once people are on Prime, they're sort of hooked. But what's funny is that Prime is way more than 2-day free shipping or 1-day free shipping in certain instances, or free grocery delivery within 2 hours in certain markets, right? I mean, the list of Prime benefits is deep. And I think most people have no idea what the Prime benefits are.
Yeah.
And so with influencer marketing, it works really well when you can have a creator talk about something that they care about in their life. And so what I would do if I were Amazon is I would dust off that list of these fantastic benefits of Prime, hand it over to influencers, and have them talk about one specific benefit that everyone doesn't know about and how it impacts their life, right? And so maybe it's just something as simple as having all your photos backed up automatically and unlimited. I mean, that's really powerful to know, and there's a safety element to that as well. So that's something that I think is awesome. For some people, it might be Amazon Key, right, where you can have items delivered into your garage through Amazon. Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think most people would know that.
I remember I had Prime for like 2 years and then I learned that I'd been paying for Prime Music the whole time, and I had it, and I was simultaneously paying for Apple Music.
Right.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And most people do. Like, look at your Prime account. Like, you've already got Prime Music. So yeah, stuff like that. Okay, so we're gonna highlight all the Prime features that people likely don't know about because they never just explored it. I would say something that would be fun to do is you get a handful of creators that they know that their audience is going to shop at certain places. So like, let's take for instance an outdoor creator.
Yep.
Outdoor creator, like, I need outdoor gear. They're going to think of Sportsman's Warehouse. They're going to think of Field and Stream. They're going to think of Cabela's,
REI, Muskox,
REI, whatever, Muskox, obviously, right? But chances are whatever the things that they're looking for are actually on Amazon, right? So they would basically send their own audience on a treasure hunt where it's like, if you find X, you got to go find this thing. And maybe they don't say exactly what the product is. Maybe they give a description. They're the best version of this. There are multiple ways that you could do this, but you have a creator that sends their audience on a treasure hunt, and lo and behold, you just opened up a whole product category where it's like, no, everything that I thought I needed this more specialty store for, lo and behold, it's on Amazon, right? So I would do that. I think you could get really interesting and complicated where you're more artistically inclined creators could actually do riddles where it's like you go find and like, someone, you get all sorts of interesting creator interaction. Hey, post it to my Twitter of you holding up the picture that you think the riddle pointed to, hashtag, Amazon hunt or whatever.
Right.
Like, and all of a sudden you're getting a whole boatload of free UGC, and you're doing it in a fun way. And again, you're driving traffic, you're increasing time on site. That's all opportunity for your sellers to be like, hey, we've got this, and it's almost like rediscovering Amazon, because there's an element where it's like it's so big,
right?
And it's so much that if like you hurt yourself by only relying on search. Like, you want people not just to search, you want people to explore, and that's probably the theme of the campaign would be like explore Amazon. Yeah. So like, that would be one. What's another?
I love it, and just kind of riffing off that idea, I think you could target different segments of creators. So you could target very high end fashion creators or art creators and have them show their outfit and why they love it and all the things. And at the end, oh, by the way, I bought this all on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
So now you have this whole like new high-end fashion folks who show an outfit that they love or art, and then boom, it's Amazon. And you could do that for a lot of different segments. I mean, like bargain hunters are obviously an important segment for Amazon. It's a huge world of YouTube as well. Why not say like, you know, this is the $100 grocery haul that I got through Amazon, right? Or the $20 outfit. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Well, and that. Frankly, I mean, this is something that Amazon ought to be leaning into right now in an inflationary environment where people are seeing their paychecks eroded. Like, hey, could you save a couple bucks? Like, and really, really honestly lean into that. And it's like, we can save you the trip to the mall. We can save you the trip to the big box store, save on gas, order it, you know, what have you.
Yeah. And other fun things that you could do is like, so with the Whole Foods acquisition, like you mentioned, you could send creators to go to Whole Foods and look at the prices and then actually compare the prices when you're delivered food from Amazon via Whole Foods or whatever the case may be, to compare the prices to show that it actually is super competitive.
Right. You can do it with the whole delivered. Amazon pantry thing, right?
Yeah, all of it.
Amazon pantry is huge. You know, could you shave, you know, 10% off your grocery bill right now because your grocery bill easily just got 10 to 30% more expensive.
Yeah, the Amazon 10% challenge, whatever that is.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go.
Cool. So, look, there's a ton of stuff Amazon can do. We think it's probably time, Amazon, for you to start engaging influencers. We know you're huge, but we also think that right now, given the state of the economy, given where we are, there's some real opportunity.
Huge opportunity.
The fact of the matter is, your competitors are coming for you. And this is right now a relatively low lift for you to win the influencer space and dominate and frankly block out your competitors, and just from a strategic move such that you don't lose that space in the zeitgeist. Like, this is kind of a no-brainer right now.
Agreed. Well, the thing that's a no-brainer for us here at Out Loud is we love ideating exactly like this for all kinds of brands. So if this is interesting to you, but your brand has nothing to do with the goals and objectives of Amazon, that's fine. Feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to chat with you, brainstorm, try to figure out what the right approach for you is. And hopefully, you know, you learned a few things along the way, or maybe we sparked an idea or two in your brain for campaigns you could run. And if that's the case, please, by all means, you know, drop us a note in the comments here. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. And we would love to just sit around and BS about possibilities with your brand. Zero obligation, no expectation. Hit us up. We'd love to. We truly enjoy this type of stuff.
Well, we appreciate you tuning into the Influencer Marketing Show here. Check us out at OutLoudGroup.com. Follow us on social, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Same channel, same place, different time.
So long from Detroit.